Madam Chair, members of the committee, for the record, Sean Cleve representing the Oregon Association of Realtors. I'd like to thank Representative Meek and Representative Johnson and you too, Madam Chair, for signing on as sponsors for the bill. I don't want to belabor this committee with the positive aspects of home ownership. I think those points have been well made. The impacts on children's performance in school, the ability to build wealth for the middle class. I think those points have been echoed very well in a variety of testimony today. As stated, this is modeled over a 529 plan. Individuals could save over a 10-year period for the purchase of a new home. It is capped at $50,000. I think this is a great incentive to provide individuals a pathway for saving. As you know, probably the best interest rate you could get on a savings account right now is about 1% if you're lucky, not to mention fees and other tools that financial institutions use to help their bottom line. But as regressive as our Oregon income tax system is in Oregon, it is a powerful incentive to start savings for those purposes. In OLIS, there is an economic analysis that the Oregon Association of Realtors did pay for. That was provided through a grant we got from our national association. It is independent, though. It was provided to us by a firm that has done this modeling for other states. The state of Colorado and the state of Montana have adopted similar programs. In that modeling, the other benefit, aside from home ownership, which this committee, again, is very well aware of, is there is an economic benefit. Of the 3,200 people over a 5-year period, we expect to take advantage of this program. The economic activity through either building new homes, I believe the estimate is around 100 new homes would be purchased. The vast majority is purchasing of existing stock, though. There is, when a home is purchased, the economic activity over maybe buying a new couch or buying cleaning equipment equates to about $2,400 in purchasing. That means that jobs are created. We estimate in the short term and long term about 600 jobs created over that 5-year period. That creates an opportunity to capture income tax in Oregon. And the program over that same 5-year period, as estimated by the study, would cost about $3.6 million. However, there's roughly about $4.6 million in economic activity that would create taxable income. The purchasing of homes also generates the document recording fees. There's a variety of opportunities for capture of income for the state. So very excited about the bill. Happy to answer any questions you might have. One important thing to note, it is very similar to the IDA program. Mm-hmm. That program is capped at 80% AMI. There are some additional benefits with that program, not to mention just the counseling for savings and interacting with a lender. But there, on the IDA program, there is matching funds from nonprofits. I think, Representative Sanchez, you're aware of our Home Foundation that was mentioned earlier in testimony about some of the funds that Oregon Realtors raise for affordable housing. I believe that goes considerably to the IDA. So this really wouldn't be a tool that would take away from the IDA program, but it would probably be utilized by individuals in the 25 to 35 age range. Unfortunately, in 2005, those people, as first-time home buyers, made up around 42%. Currently, we're looking at around 32% of that age group purchasing first-time homes. That is a very important aspect of a healthy housing market. First-time home buyers allow people like me who have 3 girls, when we're not playing the Go Fetch a Rock game, we are busy looking at our next opportunity to purchase a house because we're running out of room very quickly. Not enough bathrooms, Madam Chair. And without an opportunity for somebody to purchase our starter home, we wouldn't have the opportunity to move up to our next. With that, I will close and answer any questions you might have, or turn it over to my colleague, to which I think I might have spoke longer than he today.
We'll see.
Madam Chairman of the Committee, John Chandler, Oregon Home Builders Association, and yes, you certainly did, Mr. Cleve. We are excited about these pieces of legislation as well, and we're particularly excited in context of the other work this body is doing on housing, getting more supply going, making more opportunities available for people. And a bill of this sort in front of you, obviously from a new home builder standpoint, not a lot of first-time home buyers can be able to buy a new house, but the person that can buy the new house is, like Mr. Cleve indicated, somebody that's able to sell another house, which means more qualified buyers, helps the entire system function, provides opportunity for my folks to build more, and frankly helps society move forward in terms of wealth creation, family stability, neighborhoods, and so on. It's a very good bill. I think it's a great idea. I commend the Realtors for bringing it forward. I wish I'd been smart enough to have the idea in the first place, but I'm happy to provide color commentary, wholehearted support, and be answered. Turn over any questions to Mr. Cleve.
Any questions for this panel? Is there any means testing at all in this bill?
Madam Chair, there isn't a means test, and I think that is definitely one of the issues that has been raised by the opponents. Again, I think for lower-income Oregonians, the 80% AMI and the other benefits of the IDA program, definitely that would be the pathway for somebody at that income level. Upper-income Oregonians, cash talks. People are going to continue to provide loans or gifts to people on the upper income level. I think that we could test out a variety of hypotheticals on providing means testing in the legislation. I almost see that as more of a hindrance, because the people who would participate in a program like this are people like me. I bought my first house in 2003. I was working at the Assembly. I was a lower level staff and I did not make the income that I needed to provide an incentive for me to save for a down payment. However, at a roughly 7.5% taxable rate when I calculate my income at that level, that's an incentive that I probably would have been provided to save for my down payment. The option I did have in 2003 was a subprime loan. I hate to admit it, but that's the path I used. I paid for my closing costs, and that was about it. Luckily, I was able to sell that home in 2007. Otherwise, I'd probably still be in it. However, if you just think of the raw economics of who's going to use this is really targeted at young homeowners in their 20s and mid-30s. The economic model is provided in OLIS attached to this bill, teases out some of those hypotheticals.
And one more question, technical question. Can the people who are saving on the IDA make use of this as well? I don't see why not.
I don't see why not. That would be a question I'd want to have a conversation with some of the IDA experts in the back. But again, I think that the hypothetical there would be I would be saving under an IDA program, and then I would also have an additional account that I'd choose to set up. Do I really have the financial ability to do both accounts? And why would I do that when the IDA provides a match from a nonprofit?
Just because they're the piece that they are getting matched, they're getting tripled. Their savings piece could then be tax-free. Now, again, they may not have a very high tax, may not be a very big benefit, but.
And I believe, Madam Chair, the IDA program is also tax-free.
Oh, is that right? I didn't know that piece. Okay, is that correct? I see. Yes.
Madam Chair, thank you, Madam Chair. Mr. Cleve, on this savings account, would somebody outside of the recipient be able to deposit money into those funds, that account?
Yeah, Chair Kenny Geyer, Representative Meek, that's a good question. Yes, other people would be able to make gifting, that occurs currently to somebody holding the account. There would be no tax benefit whatsoever, though, for those people to provide a gift. So if I were to, again, remember, this is only for a 10-year period. Hypothetically, if my eldest daughter turned 18 and we were able to afford college with our financial status at that time, hoping that she gets some sort of financial assistance there. I will mention she just did test into the TAG program. We would take out an account perhaps and maybe give an initial gift and then hope that her salary would build that over time. There would be no benefit to me, though. The benefit would be solely for her. The gift would not count as income for her, though, so which is somewhat similar to a gift letter that's provided for some purchasing of homes.
And people could open their. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah. Well, first of all, Mrs. Cleve is very intelligent, and
Touche.
More than you know.
and for the home the savings account, a lot of times lenders want to have your funds seasoned, and so getting a gift sometimes makes it difficult to get a gift and to have that money available. So having this account would basically help buyers get into the purchasing process a lot easier, also because they've had this account established, funds have been coming in, so it's another great tool to just really make it.
And the 50,000 would just be capped in terms of the tax credit, but it could exceed 50,000 if other people are gifting it. Is that correct?
No, Madam Chair. The way the bill is drafted is that the account cannot exceed $50,000. Any money that would be deposited into the account above $50,000 would not receive the same tax incentive. Unfortunately, given the median home prices and especially some members of the committee's districts, $50,000 may not be enough to purchase as a first-time home. First home. However, I think for the vast majority of Oregonians, especially those outside of the urban core in Portland, there are a lot of affordable options, and that's really what we're talking about. And that's the reason for the $50,000 caps. And also, it provides some parameters so that the tax incentive doesn't break the bank. But again, at $3.6 million over a 5-year period, with the opportunity to recapture income through the economic activity, obviously this body would want our revenue staff to evaluate that. I believe that is occurring currently. It is my hope, anyways, that it is. But I feel fairly confident, based on some of the other information in the IDA program, that the numbers they just feel right from a gut level.
Thank you.
Great.
Thank
All
you.
right.
Madam
Yes.
Chair, if I could, so I am very supportive of this bill. In part, it reminds me of the days when we had starter homes. They were called, that your first home, and that you didn't, and then when the economy tanked, I blame part of that on people buying way above their means or attempting to get way beyond their means. So it's sort of nice to see things circle around. And again, I think as a starter home, it is that first step to home ownership and responsibilities and being, contributing members of the society, I guess, to say. So thanks for the great work on this one.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Representative Geyer, Representative Peluso, you're exactly right. I think one of the major reasons for us dropping 10 percentage points over a 10-year period of the number of first-time home buyers is because the lending market corrected, and people legally aren't allowed to overextend themselves on these types of loans. So you're absolutely right.
Good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's great. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
For
Thank
bringing
you.
this
Thank
forward. I'm going to close the public hearing on House Bill 2996. And before we adjourn, I wanted to say a couple things about what we're headed into.